welcome to part 3 of the How I Draw Emotes in a series for Twitch and Discord on Procreate. This is the last part of the series and it's all about highlighting and shading and some final touches on how to make your emotes ready for streaming or even just sharing with your friends. So let's get started. So what I usually do for my layer settings for shadows and shading is I would create a clipping mask on top of the base layer. So that could be the shirt, the hair, skin, or whatever, and then change that clip mask layer to multiply and use an opacity between 50 to 80%. Then I will use the base color and color on the clip mask layer so it creates a shadow that is not too dark, but the color is very similar to your base layer, so you can create your shadows without having to figure out what color you need from your color palette, because it uses that base color. Once you are done your first shadow layer, repeat the process 2 or 3 times until you get the desired shading effect that you want. Once you are done shading, you can move on to highlighting. So we're going to create another clipping mask, but instead of changing the layer setting to multiply, you're going to use add, and then instead of having the opacity at 50 to 80%, you're going to change that to 20 to 30%. So the opacity will have to be a lot less compared to the shadows because the add layer gives really strong highlights depending on the color you use. And so for the colors, you're going to use pastel colors like pastel yellow, pastel-ish red, pastel blue, kind of borderline neon, but these are generally good colors for highlighting because it complements a lot of different colors really well. Don't forget to periodically zoom out of your drawing as you're coloring so you can double check the highlights and shadows, because sometimes when you do it up close you don't really notice if there's anything that might end up looking a bit off. So zooming out really helps you make sure that the right parts are being emphasized. If you want a softer highlight, you can use the soft brush in Procreate and just gently go back and forth on the area that you want to highlight. It creates a really nice, soft, cozy vibe, which I really like. When you are almost done and you're just adding finishing touches to your line art, you can actually create a clipping mask on top of your line art and then change that layer setting to overlay, change the opacity, and then use the highlight colors that you chose for your emote and just add it onto your line art, and it blends in with the colors a lot better and can create like a better highlight effect for certain parts of your emote, as well as emphasizing your line art. And so you can definitely play around with this method because I think it can really help just enhance different parts of your drawing. So we're gonna repeat the same process for all the other emotes in this series. I wanted to share with you that I actually keep any color highlights, shadows that I use for shading. Even the blush color that I choose, I will keep just for this specific set of emotes so I can make sure everything's consistent. So don't forget to use that color palette that you have. Anytime you pick a new color and you decide to use it, make sure you save that color onto your color palette. Leaving some friendly reminders of what I use for my shadow layers as well as highlight layers. Feel free to save this as a reference for yourself and play around with the settings. There are a lot of different layer settings you can choose from on Procreate, and you might end up finding something that works really well with your style, so you don't have to feel like you're limited to what I do, but this is just what I use so that maybe it can help you as you figure out your own style. Also, for those people who managed to watch all the way through, thank you. Or even get to this part, I'm actually using a new editing software, so I'm hoping this makes my video editing a little bit better. If you're noticing like the sound is a bit weird or like the editing style has changed, this is probably the biggest reason why. And with this new software, I'm really hoping that it helps me edit my videos a lot faster. It's more intuitive, so I think this is actually the quickest turnaround that I've had most recently with my videos. So I hope you enjoy these new editing styles, or this new editing style, and that it's not too distracting from the actual video and it's not too choppy or anything. But yeah, thanks for watching all the way to this part. This is the end of this series and video. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me through all these changes in my video editing style. But look, this software has like a button too for subscribe, so if you really enjoy watching this and like my content, please leave a comment and subscribe and let me know what other videos I can make to help you with your emote or digital art journey. I do have a couple videos that I need to film that were from previous video comment suggestions, but feel free to leave me any suggestions and I'm more than happy to try my best and film those videos for you. Thanks for watching!